Growing your business can mean big-time logistical questions, like how are we going to keep up with all these local deliveries? Let Uber Direct offer you a helping hand. With Uber Direct, you take orders on your website, app, or by phone. Then, drivers who are part of Uber's courier network pick them up from your store and deliver them to your customer's doorstep. Sounds simple, right? Delivery just got better with Uber Direct. Learn more at uberdirect.com.
O'Reilly.
You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Real Life Real Crime Daily for Thursday, June 8th, and I'm Jim Chapman.
I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino. Hey guys.
Hello.
Happy Thursday.
Thursday. I like Thursday.
It's a
Happy
big
Thursday.
Thursday. Got my family back.
Yeah. Are they all tan and rested?
Yeah, my son's gonna need
Liver transplant?
yeah, he's gonna need some rehab. That was rough, but he survived. And my wife came back with a cut on her face.
Really?
Yeah. She was, I guess, on a lounge chair, and it had one of those, like sun shade awnings that you can pull down over it. Well, I guess hers wasn't properly fastened on the top, so she pulled down hard, and it broke away and came and scratched her face. So all of the pictures from this trip between my wife and my son are lovely because they've got maybe I'll get in real trouble and post this, but they've got my son all smiling and happy, and they've got my wife with her bloody.
The wise got to have that picture right.
That's right.
I mean, it's not that bad, but she got walled.
They're gonna think Ago put the smack down.
They're gonna think
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, that
but that
okay.
didn't happen, y'all, because Ago knew the anaconda and I beat his ass if he touched. Even if he touched Miss Beautiful Ago.
That's right.
Oh, there's a swan from the last yesterday's story.
Beloved Faye.
I'm wondering what it tastes like.
All right, we're getting into today's.
She doesn't have a head
crime.
She doesn't look like that, except no head. Yeah.
Crime time.
It's crime time. We're going to bring you some local stuff first, and a victim has fled to Waffle House after being shot during a fight with a coworker at a nearby fast food restaurant in Baton Rouge. The Baton Rouge police are investigating a shooting after a victim ran to Waffle House for help. Officials say they responded around 10:30 p.m. to the Waffle House located on O'Neill Lane, which is a major thoroughfare in Baton Rouge, where there were reports of someone being shot. Now, get this. According to BRPD, the victim ran to Waffle House after being shot at Popeyes.
Really?
Yeah, so the shooting started as a fight between two employees at the Popeyes restaurant. The accused shooter left before responding officers got there. One victim was transported to the hospital, but he's stable, according to emergency responders. So two Popeyes employees can't get along.
What were they fighting over?
Usually it's the shooting in the Waffle House that spills over to other places.
Yeah.
At 2 o'clock in the morning, but Popeyes didn't open it.
Well, I was going to say, you get that
Maybe they ran
video
out of
from
biscuits.
inside the Waffle House, and while the shooting's going on, you see the guy in the back working the waffles. It doesn't stop for a second.
Well, it's not really in the back. Evidently, you've never been to a Waffle House because it's in the front. I call it at 2:30 in the morning when I'm drunk. The few times I've been in there, the grills of steel is what I call them. I say the smoking Joe Nasty on the grills of steel, whipping up my smothered, covered, diced and chunk, but it's right there in front of you, kind of like a hibachi restaurant.
Wait, so they cook your waffle at your table?
No, they do it right there. I mean, the Waffle Houses are small, but it's right there in front of it where everybody can see them.
Okay. Yeah, but still,
So you just said you've never been to Waffle House.
I have not ever been.
They cook it right there at your table.
I've been to IHOP.
Yeah, well,
Similar.
IHOP is like the Cadillac. of
Yeah,
Waffle
that's like
Houses.
the difference between
same.
Target. Well, Target's a bad example
Yeah,
right now.
right.
but-
That's the difference between a Rolls and Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah.
Well, that's like the press is calling Casey DeSantis Wall-mart Melania now.
Who's Casey DeSantis?
That would be Ron DeSantis.
All right. I get it.
Okay, boom, all that shit because it was horrible.
Let's go.
You're listening to this on the bloopers reel because it didn't make the real show.
I'm going to take you to Maryland.
Maryland.
You ever been there?
Of course.
Yeah, I had to
Many
go
times.
there a lot of times.
Chesapeake Bay.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool place.
What's the state motto for Maryland? Does anybody know?
I know they're
not the Shady
ptarmigans.
State.
Is it ptarmigans? What's the
Terrapins.
Terrapins
is
is the
turtle.
mascot for the.
I was just curious if y'all.
It's Maryland, My Maryland is the big song they sing at the Preakness. Is that what you?
No, I was just curious.
Mike never been in a Waffle House, but he's been to the Preakness.
That's Pimlico.
You been to the Kentucky Derby?
I've been to the Kentucky
There
Derby.
you go. Yeah, that's on my bucket list. So you're ahead of me, Mike. All right.
I like Keeneland better though. Keeneland better than Churchill Downs. Keeneland's the one in Lexington. That's
You
a
need
great
to go
track.
to.
Burgoo. They serve you the Kentucky
All right,
burgoo.
let me take you to Maryland, where
Delicious.
police in Maryland are accusing a mother of killing a grandmother and then trying to hide the remains with the help of her own 19-year-old daughter. Candace Craig and Celia Hardy are facing charges following the death of the 71-year-old Margaret Craig inside a home in late May. Police say on June 2nd, officers responded to a home for a welfare check after a 911 caller advised he had not communicated with Margaret Craig for several days and was worried for her welfare. Candace Craig answered the door and allowed patrol officers to access the home to search for Margaret Craig. When the officers entered the basement, they immediately smelled a dead body. The preliminary investigation suggests that Craig murdered her mother on May 23rd of 2023. The following day, Hardy helped her mother attempt to dispose of the remains. The motive for the killing is unclear and remains under investigation. Of course, they face charges of first and second degree murder, and Hardy is charged with accessory after the fact. The killing comes months after a grandmother in North Carolina was charged with murder after allegedly beating her 8-year-old granddaughter to death. In that case, deputies with the Nash County Sheriff's Office were called to a hospital in February after a juvenile was taken into an emergency room with severe injuries and pronounced dead upon arrival. Investigators in that case determined the girl was beaten so severely by her grandmother that she died from her injuries. She and several other siblings lived with the grandmother, who was their legal guardian. The grandmother in that case was identified as 17-year-old Patrice Ann Ricks, and she made no statement after being transported to the sheriff's office. She was charged also with first-degree murder and felony abuse with serious injury. What's up with that, y'all?
That's horrible.
Grandma?
Grandma.
We're killing grandmas now.
No, grandmas are killed. Well, yeah, when one grandma got killed, or as you would say, Ago says, killed them good, but the other one was a grandmother that killed.
So it evens out in the end?
I don't know. They be dead. And it's sad.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take the unconventional path across the Rio Grande, and we're going to go from the United States into Mexico right now.
Okay, so, but again, our international correspondent, Ago.
Where 45 bags of human remains were found.
There we go.
They were found in a ravine outside of the western city of Guadalajara. The officials that found them were searching for 7 young call center workers who had gone missing the week prior. The remains included both men and women. They're unable to tell as of yet just how many separate bodies they have. The search is expected to continue for several days. It's apparently pretty difficult because of the terrain and poor lighting in the area for some reason, because it's a deep ravine. The state's prosecutor's office for the western state of Jalisco said in a statement that following a tip-off in that search for 7 people from the the call center, they began searching at this ravine where they found the bags with the body parts. The first bag was found on Tuesday, but because of the difficult terrain, the investigation had to stop, and they resumed it on Wednesday and will continue until all remains are located. Officials said they would continue working to determine the number of actual dead bodies, who they were, and their causes of death, as well as whether the call center workers were all part of this. Although it has not yet been established how the bodies ended up in the ravine, crimes of disappearance are incredibly common in Mexico, as you guys know, but this stat blew me away. More than 100,000 people are currently missing within the country of Mexico.
Hey, do you know what they call that ravine in Montana? The train station. Yeah, you obviously never watched Yellowstone.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure that's where you were going. Yeah. There's not 100,000 people down there. The Duttons haven't off that many
They've been
people.
There a long time.
Yeah.
Generations.
But the 100,000, the government suggests many of those people are victims of organized crime, and so in fact the call center story is tied to organized crime, and so the 7 people that were employed at this call center were actually employed there as part of a cover. It's actually it existed as a network for a telephone fraud operation, which targeted rich Americans. The whole idea was a timeshare fraud scheme for people to buy Puerto Vallarta area timeshares. And like I said, they targeted elderly people in the United States. There's apparently a cartel, CJNG, the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, that operated that call center, and that
How's Cisco?
The government, how Cisco?
Yeah, you said it wrong twice.
Well, it can't be Hal Cisco because there's no C.
High Cisco.
High Cisco?
Chicken on Rosetta Stone. Some of the best Mexican food comes from there.
Okay. Well, and apparently a well-organized cartel that had this fraud scheme going. So the disappearances have brought to the forefront a problem that is gripping Jalisco, the state with the highest number of disappearances and missing persons in all of Mexico.
You got that right. It's pronounced Mexico.
I've reached an all-time low point. Woody is correcting my grammar throughout my stories now. It's tragic.
Good story. You say 75 bags of bodies?
45.
45. That's still a lot.
100,000 people.
I wonder if they use hefty trash bags.
Don't know. They would call those hefty, wouldn't they?
I was about to say, yeah. I'm going to get you on that one.
This is going to be an editing nightmare.
All right, so I got some bad news out there for all you Sir Freak-a-Lot Fresh fans. Sir Freak-a-Lot Fresh fans. Any of y'all out there? He's from Houston.
Not to be confused with Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Sir Freak-a-Lot Fresh. So a 35-year-old Houston man who held a woman captive in a house while beating and torturing her until she gave him money and signed over the title to her Mercedes-Benz has been sentenced to 40 years in prison. That's right. Andrew Castillo, 35, was convicted by a Harris County jury and sentenced to 40 years in prison after 6 days of trial for brutally beating and burning a 42-year-old woman he had been in a relationship with before the attack.
Burning.
You're a wolf in sheep's clothing, the victim told Castillo during her impact statement in court. I saw the devil in you on the day of the robbery. Mm-hmm. The woman and Castillo had been in a dating relationship, but stopped seeing each other after Castillo was arrested on several other charges, including human trafficking and aggravated sexual assault of a child. So this guy was a piece of shit. Castillo is a musician with an Instagram following of 106,000 followers under the name Sir Freak-a-Lot Fresh. The victim had a cell phone that Castillo used, and she turned it over to law enforcement and then helped build the case against this guy. Castillo was arrested for those crimes and then freed on bond, lured the victim into a vacant house of a friend. Once she was there, he ordered another woman to repeatedly physically attack the woman over the course of 13 hours. Wow. Castillo threatened the victim with a handgun to force her to transfer money to him. He later used that money to go shopping for new shoes.
For his rap video, probably.
While she was trapped at the house, the victim was severely beaten and tortured, including being burned with a torchlighter until she signed over the title to her Mercedes-Benz sedan. Castillo must serve at least half his sentence before he'll be eligible for parole.
Yes, indeed. Well,
Be a while.
Man, that
before
guy's a-
he's,
right.
Freaking class A piece of shit.
Yep.
Golly.
I think that Instagram following is going to shrink a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He won't be. Well, he might have a cell phone. in jail.
Well, sir, freak a lot fresh. Good riddance.
Right. Good riddance. And the next story has a lot of freak a lot in it, but a Florida police officer and her pregnant romantic rival were charged with battery for beating up a man they were both dating.
Uh-oh.
Miami-Dade police officer Anna Alicia Perez, 34, and Mila Zulaga, 35, who is 7 months pregnant, found out they were both in a relationship with the same dude. The furious pair showed up at the Miller's Ale House, and I've actually been to one of those, to confront their two-time beau in the crowded sports bar. The defendant and co-defendant were involved in a verbal dispute with the victim regarding infidelity. The altercation quickly escalated into a public smackdown. They struck the victim on the face and upper body with their hands multiple times, and the victim sustained redness to the face and a small bruise to the lower lip. The women were arrested on one count each of battery and were processed and transported to the local correctional center. Zulaga lives with the victim and is pregnant with his child, while Perez thought she was in a monogamous relationship with a man whose name was not released. It was not immediately clear how the women learned of each other. Perez is suspended with pay pending the outcome of the investigation. So there you go. Right?
Yeah. Gotta get clearance on that.
So they teamed up and they
Yeah,
just
he got
started
his ass,
beating.
and the only reason
Yeah.
they didn't release his name, one of his
yeah.
associated, he got his ass whipped in the sports bar by two females. Then one of them being a police officer. Yeah,
Yeah, but one of them was pregnant. for Christ's
Yeah, that's
sake.
right. One was pregnant, one's a police officer, and
He might have got what's coming
You
to
don't
him.
hear
I know
about
some
that one
ladies
every
out
day.
there that are probably like, you got girls.
right. Yeah,
Get him.
he might have made that baby in that one too.
Well, that's one kind of love.
Give us that.
I've got a very, very different kind of love.
Lay it on us.
We're going to Lubbock, Texas,
Yes.
where a man was indicted. Actually, this happened late last year on 11 counts of possessing child pornography.
Fuck him.
Court records indicated the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children sent a cyber tip to the Lubbock police regarding a sexual image of a minor posted by this guy. His name is Cody Glenn Sandall. And that led to an investigation into Sandall. Police originally interrogated him on November 15th of 2022. And he was subsequently arrested on those pornography charges on the 17th of November, 2022. After his arrest, Sandall consented for police to look at his phone. Police were shocked to find 10 videos and 72 images that, quote, depicted bestiality or sexual acts between a human and an animal. The officer wrote, I located the following images that appeared to be Cody committing sex acts on himself with his dog.
Nice.
Those images were then described in detail, which fortunately or unfortunately, Real Life Real Crime Daily investigators have decided are inappropriate, to include here or for us to post, but court records indicate that Sandal advised that the dog enjoys the sex.
Oh my God.
And she lays next to him afterward. He advised that the relationship is consensual, that he's never forced the dog to commit any of these acts, that the affair has been going on for over 2 years, and that the two regularly had sex 2 or 3 times a day.
Oh my God.
All told, Sandal admitted to police that he'd been with the dog approximately 1,000 times between November of 2019 and November of 2022. An interesting twist to this story comes when Sandal informed officers that he, quote, identifies as a furry, unquote, and often views images of any of 3 popular bestiality websites. When the bestiality charges were added to Sandal's arrest, a supervisor with Lubbock Animal Control Services made the decision that a family member could keep his dog so long as Sandal had no contact with the animal. So basically, they've got a canine restraining order on this guy against the dog he was romantically involved with. The supervisor indicated if Sandal were released from jail, other arrangements would need to be made to ensure the safety of the dog. He was just indicted by a grand jury and is now awaiting a trial date. He has still not entered a plea, although he did confess to the bestiality. In Texas, bestiality charges are felonies, which, if there is a conviction, carry a maximum of 2 years each. So I don't know if that's
the same on the child porn. In the beginning, he said he had child porn too. It's 2 years where he was arrested at and 2 years from where it was sent from.
Yeah, so they go on to say that that possession of child pornography in Texas, if there's a conviction, carries a penalty between 2 and 20 years in prison. I couldn't believe this, but there are 2 states in the United States in which bestiality is not
we talked about
crime.
We talked about one of them last week. I can't remember what it was.
One of them is New Mexico, and the other is West Virginia. I can't imagine that. I believe there's
West by God, Virginia. If you're from Virginia.
I believe there's
West
current
by God.
legislation in New Mexico aimed at changing that. Yeah. I don't know of anything going on.
You forgot to tell your wife to cover her ears.
West Virginia. I should have told her to cover her ears. But this guy legitimately believed that they were in love or,
worked a few bestiality cases in my day.
Canine cuddling.
That's just disturbing.
Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts to spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill. And calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday host and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selection you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. Hey y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glace, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something, and all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had.
Yeah, that's
1,000
pretty
times.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing us that story, Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
Sure thing.
All right, so officials are looking to identify and locate 2 male suspects accused of lighting a fire inside of a Wall-mart store in Covington, Louisiana. According to the state fire marshal, the fire was set around 8:15 p.m. on Sunday, June 4th. The fire reportedly burned an aisle of products in the automotive section. Witnesses say the sprinkler system was set off, drenching the products throughout the store. Investigators released a photo of the 2 suspects believed to be responsible, and you can guarantee I'm putting this photo on the Facebook. They say the suspects left the parking lot in a dark-colored small SUV headed north on Highway 190, which is Florida Boulevard in this area. Around 200 customers were inside. Everybody was evacuated. No injuries were reported. But, folks, when you see this picture, this is – I recommend Mike check every fraternity in the New Orleans area and see if he recognizes – I mean, these are not guys that you would look at and say they just set Wal-mart on fire. Right. They look like 2 guys from Sigma Chi fraternity.
I wonder, was it like part of a
initiation
stunt, a scavenger hunt or something like that?
I don't know, but the one place
they look like 2 Opie Taylors, y'all. If you're
the one place you don't
it's hilarious
want to do something like that is Walmart. Walmart has more cameras than any place on the face of Earth.
And I mean, these are good pictures.
Right.
Somebody, there's got to be a million people that know who these kids are. I mean, the picture is so clear. They haven't been caught. They're still they're trying to identify them still.
You've got an entire high school
after this episode. They might get caught though.
Yeah, they definitely.
Oh, hang on, y'all. A huge update in this case. The Covington Fire Marshal's office has arrested the 2 teens who were accused of setting the fire. The 17-year-old and 15-year-old boys, both from Covington, Louisiana, were arrested by the St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Office. Both teens face 1 count of aggravated arson, conspiracy to commit aggravated arson, and manufacture and possession of a delayed action incendiary device. Fire Marshal Chief Dan Willis said, "We are grateful to the North Shore community that stood up for itself today and made a stance against arson. While it's very unfortunate these 2 young people have been arrested, I am hopeful this situation encourages all adults to remind children and teens that fire is not a toy. Fire is very dangerous and can change lives in an instant." So the store was operating with about 200 customers inside. A teenager had a lighter in the automotive section, which they believed caused the fire. After reviewing the surveillance footage, investigators believe the fire was intentionally set. So there you go. They're no longer on the loose, and Covington, Louisiana can sleep a little better tonight. So that was one little story we're bringing you today, and another is real quick. Robert Hansen, the FBI agent exposed as a spy for Moscow, has died at 79 years old. He was sentenced to life in prison for spying on for the Russians. For years, y'all, 20 years or so, he spied.
That was during the height of Cold War, people. Most of y'all don't even remember that.
And there was from what I've studied on this guy, he gave more secrets away than anybody in history, and did more harm to this country than anybody in history.
He also passed all his polygraphs.
And yeah, he was a major player in those days, but he eventually got caught. He ended up at the Supermax in Florence, Colorado, which is the same place they house El Chapo. Right. Your worst go there. The Unabomber, all of those were housed there. Well, he has died at 79, and I'm not lighting a match for him. You know what I'm saying?
Nope. And it's all on him.
Yeah, so whatever. Just a little breaking news that came to us.
Did they do is there a movie on that? Or
they do. They have a movie on it, and on Bloody Angola, I did a bonus episode on the Supermax prison in general and discussed Robert Hansen in detail.
For real. Now, y'all, I'm going to take you to a more disturbing story. 2 young boys and a teenager are dead after being shot in what authorities are calling a targeted incident outside a Lebanon, Pennsylvania home last Tuesday night. Police identified the victims as Jesus Perez Salom and Sebastian Perez Salom. They were 8, 9 years old. And Joshua Lugo Perez, 19, according to the news release. Louis Cancel, 33, was also injured in the shooting. Police said the 3 deceased victims lived at the home while their neighbor Cancel was struck by a stray bullet. Lugo Perez was not related to the boys. Citing Lebanon County District Attorney, the New York Times reports Jesus and Sebastian were playing outside with their kitten when they were killed. Lebanon Police Chief Brett Fisher said he believes Lugo Perez was the intended target. Authorities have arrested Alex Torres Santos and a 16-year-old male suspect on 3 counts of criminal homicide in connection with the triple murder, as well as a variety of other charges. And a third unidentified suspect remains at large. As a mom, I cannot overstate how heartbroken I am for the families, Lebanon Mayor Sherry Capello said during a press conference Wednesday. And the investigation continues.
And so the intended target was their next door neighbor?
Yeah, and they're outside playing with their kitten and they get killed. 8 and 9 years old. Wow. I don't know.
Well, we almost went a full episode without a prison escape.
Oh.
But we have one.
And Ago is the prison escape.
Yes, my specialty. 7 inmates, escaped from a prison in Missouri. 6 have been captured. 1 is still on the loose.
There you go. The smart one.
Apparently. This all happened Thursday night. Officials with the Barry County Sheriff's Office said they were still searching for prisoner Mario Chetul, 34, after he and several others escaped the Barry County Jail, which is in Cassville. The 7 inmates made their escape at about 11:15 p.m. They were able to somehow get get 2 correction officers into chokeholds and rendered them unconscious and handcuffed them to some kind of fixture so they couldn't move, which they could easily kill them. So I guess there's that, right? Barry County Sheriff Danny Boyd said the officers were shackled on to the floor of a cell, and the prisoners then escaped. After 15 minutes, though, deputies said they were able to capture 3 of the inmates, none of whom have been identified. Then later on, 3 others were captured. Those 3 have been identified. They were captured on Friday morning. But Che Toole still remains missing. He was reportedly booked last December on molestation and incest charges. The sheriff's office said that he should be considered armed and dangerous. And this is a few days ago, and I check every day, and this guy is, as of this moment, still out there. So, but lots of people escaping from jails and prisons out there, folks.
Crazy. I had somebody catch them with a bullet. Child molester.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised he lived through however long in prison he's been before he escaped.
Yeah, right.
Look, Pennsylvania. We've been talking a lot about Pennsylvania lately, man. What's going on with Pennsylvania?
There's a lot.
Isn't that where the Quakers are?
No, Mike's second home is in Philadelphia.
Is it?
And he graduated from Penn State.
Yeah. And he takes his family to go to the Hershey factory.
Yeah.
Hershey Park.
Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Hershey's a big theme park, too.
Yeah.
It's actually, Hershey's a good spot.
Yeah.
But Philadelphia's not.
We love our
We're
Philadelphia
doing a live
fans.
show.
By the way, shout out Philly fans.
What's up, Philly fans?
All
We're coming to
6
see
of
y'all
you.
real soon.
Donovan McNabb.
All 6 of you. The Giants are going to kick your ass this year.
A Pennsylvania woman.
Eagles will probably be in the Super Bowl again. Sorry.
That's all right. A Pennsylvania woman has been accused of killing her estranged husband at a park where they plan to discuss their relationship. So the first rule here that y'all may want to take note of is if your wife calls you and says, I want to discuss our relationship, meet me at the park, you may not want to do that.
And that was a conclusive discussion, wasn't it?
Yeah. So this Pennsylvania woman was arrested after allegedly killing her estranged husband during an argument at a crowded waterfront park in broad daylight. Samer Khan, 40, was arrested Tuesday on charges of criminal homicide, possession of an instrument of crime, and recklessly endangering another person for fatally shooting 38-year-old Fazil Iqbal. Just before 11 a.m., Khan and Iqbal were I'm sorry. That's a fucking name right there. Iqbal. Khan and Iqbal. I can't even say it without saying it like that.
Yeah, don't boom this.
Khan and Iqbal were talking near the coastline at the Bristol Borough Wharf, where they planned to discuss a relationship with Khan when Khan began screaming loudly in another language. Shortly after, witnesses told police a pop sound was heard, and Iqbal stood up and began to wrestle with Khan. More gunshots were reportedly heard during the fight. The pair then began to walk from the coastline to the parking lot, where Iqbal told at least one witness to call 911. Khan then allegedly shot Iqbal 2 times. He collapsed in a grassy field between the water and the parking lot. As Iqbal lay on the ground defenseless, Khan walked over to him and shot him twice more in the torso and then once in the head.
There you go.
Officers responded to the scene around 11 a.m., reportedly found Khan with blood on her clothes. Noting the park was occupied by multiple people at the time of the shooting, Iqbal was found lying in a grassy area with visible gunshot wounds, and he was pronounced dead at the scene by EMS workers. Police said they have recovered a bloody 9mm firearm near the scene. So, look, shot him countless amounts of times there. That tells you right there, crime of passion, right? Overkill.
Right. Definitely overkill, and finishing them off with 3 on the ground.
Yeah, I don't know that she was looking to resolve things that day.
Seriously.
No.
Seriously doubt it. And you want to
that was a if I can't have you, no one can type of situation.
About overkill, segueing into my next story, and one of the murders I worked, and it's on the original Real Life Real Crime. It's actually called Overkill. And it's where the girl stabbed
great podcast, by the way, episode.
She stabbed her significant other 37 times, and when she confessed, she said he was fucking with my cat, or he was mean to my cat. This one, check this out. This one has it beat. Now, I had another one on Monster Series. There was 52 blows to the victim, the 82-year-old victim's head. That's a record.
And there was,
I went to her body before they ended up shooting her in the head with a 22.
And there was 52 episodes of the Monster Series.
Yeah. But you know what? Ask them about the squash and everything else, because that story should have been more episodes than that. Check this one out. So in Long Island, a judge sentenced a 35-year-old man to up to life in prison after he pleaded guilty earlier this month to killing his ex-girlfriend. Carson Parker must serve a minimum of 25 years in prison for fatally stabbing Megan Kiefer in 2021. He pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. On October 23rd, 2021, Kiefer made plans to go shopping with a friend who drove Kiefer to Parker's home so she could pick up her credit card. Kiefer went inside the home while the friend and her 1-year-old twins remained in the car. Kiefer walked out of the house, and the friend saw Kiefer and Parker engaging in a verbal argument on the porch. Kiefer walked back to the car, but as she opened the door, Parker pulled Kiefer away from the car and began stabbing her with a knife. The friend saw Kiefer on the ground covered in blood and tried to help her, but Parker reportedly started running after her. As the friend got back in the car, Parker got into his vehicle and crashed it into her car before driving off. Police arrived at the scene and Kiefer was taken to Stony Brook University Hospital, where she went into cardiac arrest and died within minutes of arriving. You know why, y'all?
Why?
She has sustained 54 stab wounds.
Dude, that's a pincushion right there.
54 stab wounds to the head, torso, face, and neck, as well as defensive wounds on her hands. Police had learned on October 24, 2021, that Parker planned to take a bus from New York City to North Carolina. Detectives eventually found him on a bus traveling to that destination and detained him. He reportedly had a bandage on his hand due to a massive laceration in his palm. They had found his car and it had all kinds of evidence in it, including a dash cam camera, which recorded the incident.
Wow. He's screwed. Yeah.
54 times.
Horrible. Wow. And that was a New York story.
It's Long Island. Yeah. Eastern Long Island.
Mike's mad at you now. Why are you doing this story?
Right? I take your story, Mike.
It's all you. What the heck? What was the motive there?
Jealousy.
I don't know.
Greed.
You don't want to go shopping, I guess.
God.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Let's go back to Texas again. And actually, we're going to go back in time. And
Texas. I
got another Texas story coming.
We got some stories out of Texas, too, man.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of Texas. It's a big place.
It is. A lot of.
This one involves, Texas, of course, because it's Mike's story, a child sex scandal that rocked Texas in 2005. But was it all a lie?
Ooh.
We almost need to do a da-da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
Well, we're talking about a 3-part docuseries that's called How to Create a Sex Scandal. And that docuseries examines the shocking allegations of this purported child sex ring in the town of Mineola, Texas. Never heard of Mineola, so I'm not exactly sure where Mineola is, but a recently released 3-part docuseries delves into the disturbing allegations of a pedophile sex ring within a tranquil Texas town and the lives that were shattered by these claims despite the subsequent revelation of shaky evidence supporting them. The series examines allegations made by local children who claimed they were forced to dance naked, take silly pills, and perform sex acts for money at a trailer home that was converted into a swingers club in Mineola, Texas in 2005. The bombshell claims came to light when 3 foster children of Margie and John Cantrell told police they were groomed by their biological family members at a place they said was called, quote, kindergarten. Despite what the defense said was an extreme lack of evidence, the high-profile cases of Sheila and Jimmy Soanes, Jamie Pittman, Chantel Mayo, Patrick Kelly, and Dennis Pittman were tried in a Smith County court. The 6 people alleged to have been involved in a child sex ring were all found guilty of crimes they denied committing. They were sent to prison. But the story takes a turn when a surprising witness takes the stand, unraveling a web of lies and accusations surface that the Cantrells pitted their foster children against their biological parents for monetary gain. The truth of the matter is, none of this happened. It never happened. Gabby Soanes, the daughter of Sheila and Jimmy Soanes, says in the series. The synopsis of the series is, as arrests are made, life sentences are handed down, and lives are ruined, it soon becomes apparent that there is a lot more to the story than meets the eye. The long-term repercussions of the scandal are revealed, with more twists and turns than a Hollywood thriller. How to Create a Sex Scandal is a startling and scarcely believable telling of a crime story that is really stranger than fiction. How to Create a Sex Scandal is a 3-part docuseries. It's out on Max right now. I bring this story up because it runs a parallel course to my story with the benefit of hindsight, which is how we expose the truth about the Penn State scandal, which is a very similar thing where the media created a panic and people were put away without any evidence.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Do they let these people out of prison in Texas?
You'll have to watch the docuseries.
This is simply yes or no. Do they let them out?
You'll have to watch the docuseries.
Do they let the people out of prison in Pennsylvania?
We're still working on it.
I know, but what I'm saying is, and they can come up, but not saying they came up or they're not being truthful, but in the eyes of the law, they've been convicted by a jury of their peers, so they're still guilty until proven innocent.
Well, that's not true in Pennsylvania, where
it's true that
where Jerry Sandusky has been proven innocent over and over and over.
No, wait, you missed what I said there.
No, I got it.
He's still in jail.
Yeah, he is.
Right, and so until they reverse it, and I get it, but there are a lot of innocent people in jail, and I'm sure,
Well, I'm just happy to see a docuseries being made that challenges the conventional wisdom on that case. I don't know much about that case, except it's a parallel to our story. And
I'm gonna go watch it too. And I mean, props out to the people that are standing up and trying to do things right. But I'm not your story. It's certainly not the Penn State story. But I question anything that's on television. That's why I don't do it, because they make shit up.
No, but let me tell you something. A story like this is almost impossible to sell to a company like HBO or somebody else, because it's a third rail topic. It's why we've never been able. I've been attempting for a decade to sell.
What do you mean
Penn
third
State's
rail topic?
The networks don't want to tell a story about the media getting something wrong, the media creating panic, child abuse that isn't real. All of those are topics that are really, really hard to sell to.
So like getting a doctor testifying.
I thought you meant like sensitive subject, like because it has to do with kids and molestation, and some people don't like to hear about that. They prefer not to listen to that.
Well,
stuff.
the news loves to do anything that delivers ratings. so sometimes those stories, unfortunately, are really attractive to the news. But the news doesn't ever want to tell you they got something wrong, like COVID. And so they will continue to lie about it for no boom. They will continue to lie about it for years and years to cover their asses. This is the same kind of thing. But again, I don't know the story. They may have gotten it right, and it just runs a parallel course. But usually, especially Discovery, Time Warner, they're not going to invest in a series unless they deeply believe in it being right.
Hey, ladies. Are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore, because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC.
Growing your business can mean big-time logistical questions, like how are we going to keep up with all these local deliveries? Let Uber Direct offer you a helping hand. With Uber Direct, you take orders on your website, app, or by phone. Then, drivers who are part of Uber's courier network pick them up from your store and deliver them to your customer's doorstep. Sounds simple, right? Delivery just got better with Uber Direct. Learn more at uberdirect.com.
Very good. Gotcha. Very good.
You can now take off that belt and move freely around the cabin.
Oh, wow. Tiffany.
She's a bad girl. She's a bad girl.
Mile High Crimes. Let me tell you all about this one. You're not going to believe this. A Michigan woman who was late for her flight was arrested at the Miami International Airport after she reportedly refused to get off the plane she improperly boarded. Skylar Pollard, 29, was arrested on disorderly conduct and violating designated operational area of an airport charges. Who knew that was even a charge?
Probably when they say the door's been closed, can't.
Yeah, Woody Everton, you're getting close. Pollard was late for the flight and boarding had already ended when she arrived. Despite boarding having ended, Pollard ignored boarding security protocols and got on the plane.
Damn it, I'm getting on my phone.
Yeah, I mean, the plane's still there, right? So an airline employee asked her to get off. She refused. So what employees do, they call the cops. She still refused to leave the plane when the police showed up and was given a trespassing warning. The entire plane reportedly had to deplane. Pollard was arrested. The incident caused some airport operations to be delayed as well during all the chaos. So, I'm a little bit torn on this one. The plane was still there. She managed to board. What do you guys think? Was the airline being a little jerky to this lady?
This has actually happened to me when I used to travel every freaking day. But I would have them call ahead and say, hey, he's coming. Hold the plane, and they would do it with there's a reasonable amount of time, and I was getting off one of their planes who fucked it up and delayed everything anyway. But this chick, if she was just late because she was late,
yeah, but I mean she's on there. I mean at some point she made it on there.
Yeah, but that means she ran down the walkway and jumped on right before they shut the door.
Yeah. So if
I'm on the plane, I'm pissed off because look, one of my pet peeves is being late. If I'm late, you better call somebody because I'm not coming or something happened. And I'm not going to make everybody. I'm going to be 15 minutes early.
Rather than late. Yeah, I'm the same way. And, what about you, Mike? What do you think?
Look, there are some times where the obvious thing to do is to bend the rules to accommodate a customer. I had one once where I had to connect from LA to Detroit to then go to Montreal for a Christmas party for one of the divisions of Triton at the time. Yeah. And there weren't that many flights between Detroit and Montreal. Our flight from LA got in late. We had a tight window to make the connection. We get to the gate. We still have minutes, 3, 4, 5 minutes, but the door is shut. Okay. the boarding door is shut, but we can see the plane right there. And there are no other flights out. So we are going to miss the company Christmas party. And no one will be reasonable enough to, well, they're booked onto the flight. Their flight came in late. The plane's right there. Let's let these two guys on. I mean, I couldn't believe that they, and it would have been a moment where we could have easily lost it, gotten arrested for doing something crazy because I got that pissed off about it. It made no sense.
And I get it, but when you're talking about it, and Jim was talking about it, I'm thinking at some point they've got to stop. I mean, the airlines have to say, okay, the clock has just ticked its last second, and otherwise motherfuckers will be 15 minutes late, 20 minutes late, 30 minutes late. But usually, in my experience, though, like you're coming in late from Los Angeles, you can say, hey, we got a connecting flight, call ahead if it was the same airline.
Except you're getting on Air Canada when you flew on either Delta or American.
So
I can't remember.
Airplanes,
So they don't give a crap about the fact that you did that. They want to trap you in that Air Canada direct flight between LA and Montreal. There was no other way to get there direct. And they would charge you like $3,500 if you bought it a month in advance and you were sitting in, row 30. It was ridiculous.
So,
all right. So
let's go back to Texas.
Wait, I gotta do my thing.
Okay.
Do your thing, Jim.
So that's your mile high.
You can now take off that belt and move freely around the cabin.
It's my favorite part. All right, y'all.
Yes, indeed.
Grind.
Kind of time and take you back to Texas for some kinky crimes for this Thursday. Check this one out, y'all. A 30-year-old man is behind bars after Huntsville police. You know what else is in Huntsville?
Yeah, the NASA's got a setup.
A
prison.
The execution chamber.
Oh, doesn't JPL also have a big office there?
I don't know about that.
Big aerospace in Huntsville. Yeah.
Well, this guy, a 30-year-old man, is behind bars in Huntsville after police said,
WBH.
Well, that's Huntsville, Alabama.
WBHP.
You're talking about.
Oh, you're a Huntsville.
He's in Huntsville,
back
Texas.
to Texas.
Well, shout out to Huntsville, Alabama. WBHP, my client for years.
So we're going to the other Huntsville, and this was in Texas where they legally kill people. But this guy, a 30-year-old man, is behind bars after Huntsville police said 3 women, all in their early 20s, had their undergarments stolen from their unlocked apartments. Brandon George is charged with 2 counts of burglary after police say he broke into 3 different apartment units over the last 5 months and stole the tenants' underwear, in addition to other small personal belongings. The crack in the no pun intended. The crack in the case is being credited to good police work and sharp witnesses. George had been seen lurking around the apartment buildings. He was always just kind of around the area and stuck out to some of the people down there, Lieutenant Wade Roberts said. Once we started asking a few questions and putting the pieces together, it led straight to him. Police initially arrested George last week when he was charged with 1 count of burglary, and he posted the bond and was released, but that didn't stop the investigation. When investigators searched his apartment, they found several more pairs of panties. Some belonged to our victims that we had already spoken with, and there were others that haven't been accounted for. George got arrested again on June 1st and charged with a 2nd count of burglary. He's now back in jail. Police are relieved his behavior didn't escalate, but are still looking for more potential victims. Well, some of them are not going to report their panties stolen because A, either they don't know, or 2, I'm just checking. B,
A or 2.
B, they don't want to report they feel violated and report their shit stolen.
Look, and there's a lot of people out there that are panty freaks. What do you ever do?
I get it. And a lot of those lead to when the masturbation doesn't do it well enough anymore, then they start to rape them and then kill them, and it's progression.
That's how that stuff starts.
Yeah.
Peeping
Did
Tom.
it say all of them had left their doors open? He didn't break into. Oh, I thought it said.
Nope.
Well,
Stole their panties. Kinky crimes.
Kinky crimes, y'all.
I wouldn't want those panties back, by the way.
That's pretty kinky.
No.
No, I wouldn't want those back. Keep those in evidence locker.
No getting those panties back.
Banjos.
Dumb criminals.
Oh my God! And Jim has done it again. He has combined two of my favorite things: prison escapes and dumb criminals.
Oh, I thought you said rules.
So, double murderer Gene Travis, disguised as a bag of trash, hid in a dumpster and survived 2 compactions in a garbage truck to escape from a maximum security section of the state prison, according to a report released Tuesday. That state prison is in the tiny little state of Rhode Island, where Arthur once said they recently had the whole thing carpeted. After being driven through the gates, Mr. Travis jumped from the truck, broke into a Cranston, Rhode Island home and stole food and clothes. He then walked to Providence, where he was arrested about 12 hours after his escape. Woody's taking pictures now. But he's going to the groomer later. Why don't you wait until you go to the groomer?
Do your story. You want to get your story on there.
The investigation found no evidence of collusion on the part of correctional staff or any person in accompanying the escape. Anthony Vinagro, manager of Liberty Disposal, which is the company that owns the truck in which Mr. Travis said he escaped, questioned the report's findings. Anyone caught inside a truck while it compacts trash would be crushed, he said. In my opinion, if you ain't Harry Houdini, you wouldn't get out of there, Mr. Vinagro said. I don't think he could get out of the way. It's impossible. It's all steel inside. It's slimy. It's dark. And I just can't see it happening. Mr. Travis, a Freetown native, murdered 2 women on successive days just over a month after he was released from a Massachusetts prison way back in 1985. He's the first inmate in Rhode Island history sentenced to life without parole and is considered among the most dangerous and violent inmates at the state prison.
Well, there's probably only 4.
Right.
His escape raised questions about prison security, and the report included 11 changes that already have been made or will be made in order to tighten security. Corrections Director George Voss declined to comment on the findings, but among the changes made are that vehicles no longer are permitted inside the maximum security area while inmates are in the yard, except in emergency situations. Dumpsters are now locked at all times and only opened by guards. Mr. Travis' prison job was placing garbage into dumpsters at the maximum security yard at about 9:30 a.m. on the 29th of April. While in the yard for morning recreation, he climbed into one of the 4 dumpsters in the row and put garbage bags over his prison uniform. Underneath the uniform was a gray sweatsuit he planned to wear once he was on the street. Mr. Travis told investigators he noticed the dumpsters were shielded from guard towers. He timed his foray into the dumpster by waiting for the sound of the garbage truck entering the prison. He jumped into the trash container as the garbage truck was checked by guards as it entered the prison. When the dumpster Mr. Travis was in emptied, he tumbled into the truck with about 1,500 pounds of trash. A second dumpster was emptied on top of him, and the driver compressed the load, then emptied the 2 more dumpsters, according to the report. The truck was searched by guards before leaving the maximum security prison and made several stops elsewhere on prison grounds, emptied another dumpster, and compressed the load yet again.
Oh my God.
Travis stated that this compression was painful and nearly caused him to lose consciousness. However, the other bags inside the truck produced a cushioned effect which prevented him from being crushed. The report noted that because no glass, steel, or wooden material is placed in dumpsters at the prison, Mr. Travis was not impaled. Mr. Vinagro dismissed the possibility of Mr. Travis was protected by garbage. Quote, anything that goes in that truck, if it's not solid, it's flat when it comes out. So this guy's just not believing his story. Mr. Travis rode the truck out of the Cranston prison and climbed out when it stopped along Pontiac Avenue. He removed his inmate uniform and hid it, then broke into a home. Mr. Travis walked to Providence, and a patrol woman searching the area with her police dog arrested him without incident as he walked along the street.
Oh my God! All of that to get arrested right after, and 3 compactions, and the guy that owned that garbage truck is like, "That's bullshit."
But it's so funny how defensive this is.
You know
Anthony Vinagro.
who could have got out of that? Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and Han Solo because
Yeah,
they
that's
had
right.
R2D2.
You remember that? Yeah.
That's
the slime
true.
monster.
They were being compacted, weren't they? The walls were.
That's right. They were being crushed.
They stole what?
They stole what? We hadn't done this one in it.
We hadn't
No, we
done this
haven't.
one in a minute. So we got a good
one
one
of my
for you
favorite
today.
episodes.
How about a condom machine?
That's
How about a condom machine?
Why not? Why
I
not?
was like 12 years old on like a church trip or something to Texas. They had a Stuckey's, and I had a couple quarters in my pocket, and I went into the bathroom, and I had the first condom machine I ever saw, and I bought that condom.
Come on.
And it probably rode my wallet, my little Velcro wallet.
Made the little
And
ring on the
you
outside.
couldn't get any pecans because you
Pecans.
you couldn't get any pecans because you
How does
spent
this
all
go?
you
Well,
spent all the money on the condoms.
A German man. We're going all the way to Germany for this one. Nine. A German man has lost his life after he tried to steal a condom machine by exploding it with a handmade bomb.
Hey, he should.
He could have been a dumb criminal.
Yes, he could.
The 29-year-old man, with the help of two other men, attached the bomb to the vending machine, which was located on a quiet road.
Seemed like a good idea, I'm sure.
Wait, wouldn't the bombs cost more than the condoms you're going to get? I mean,
I don't think he was after the condoms.
what was that?
I don't know. Maybe they used a lot. The money. He probably wanted the money. Maybe they use a lot of condoms in Germany.
Maybe.
It was like the ATM story.
So anyway,
it's not a
for
freaking
those of you
ATM,
that
it's
want
a
to hear
condom
my
machine.
story,
Go, Jim.
I
Go,
do
Jim.
want to hear. I want to hear.
and then he went in to hide. He went to the car to hide, right? It was about to explode. However, the victim did not manage to close his car door by the time the bomb went off and was hit by a piece of steel as the bomb exploded. His accomplices took him to the hospital. However, the man died as a result of the injury. The men initially told the hospital staff the victim had lost consciousness after falling down some stairs. However, later one of them confessed to police that the man had been seriously injured after they tried to explode a condom machine. The police confirmed there's no money or condoms that were stolen, so the two men who survived
destroyed.
were released after the arrest.
That's crazy.
That's it.
And they were released. And they stole
condom.
what?
Yeah, they stole.
They tried to steal some condoms.
They stole what?
You think they overdid it a little
Yeah,
bit on
just a
the
little bit.
whatever the
Look.
explosive was that they used?
No doubt about
That's
it.
a good one.
Look, before we get out of here, today, this morning, dropping on Bloody Angola
Yes.
was
Yes.
Becoming the Warden. It's probably the biggest docu-series, if you will, that me and Woody Overton have ever done.
Ever done.
It's on the history of Burl Kane,
the legend, the man,
the legend, the
myth,
notorious warden.
not a myth. the
What a
man,
great
the legend.
warden name too.
He was actually my boss at one point in time
And the longest-serving warden
in the state
In-
of Louisiana, and is now over,
History.
over the right, and now doing it for.
He's over the
Mississippi
entire
Department of
Mississippi
Corrections.
Department of Corrections. That's right. So we're going to talk all about him in a 3-part docuseries that will be starting today. So as soon as you listen to this, go listen to
Go
that.
tune in, listen to it, and y'all join the Real Life Real Crime Community app. We're all Real Life Real Crime Daily, and my original Real Life Real Crime episodes, and we even do the advertisements for Bloody Angola. It's all in one place. And I'm appreciating love each and every one of y'all.
Any final thoughts, Mike?
Ago.
Well, you all can
Aga.
go and
Cisco.
and check out Rosetta Stone and
Yes.
Pick any one of the 40 languages, and maybe you'll be able to help us pronounce some of these names that we effed up on this episode because we butchered a bunch of them.
We stuff.
Jim was perfect this episode.
When you join Rosetta Stone, you use our code, and it's fire you.
It's actually today is the
That's
Slash
right.
today.
That's right.
RosettaStone.com/.
But send us a video of you using it. I'd like to see it. We'll post it on social media.
Yeah.
somebody take Italian so we can converse.
Somebody take.
German. 9.
So we have another word.
So you can teach Jim a second word.
Guten Tag.
Exactly.
Guten Tag.
Gesundheit?
Bless you.
Gesundheit.
Bless you. Bless you.
Yeah.
Dankeschön.
You know, I do know a little bit.
Dankeschön.
Look, Mike, you'll be impressed. When I was in elementary school, I actually took Italian. And I can still sing an entire song in Italian. I won't do that for y'all.
That'd be a great close
But-
to the episode, I think.
I failed French. Not Cajun French.
I'm shocked. at that
Until
one.
next time, I'm
Absolutely
Jim
shocked.
Chapman,
And I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino.
your host of Real Life, Real Crime Daily. Peace.
Shabusiness.
Growing your business can mean big-time logistical questions, like how are we going to keep up with all these local deliveries? Let Uber Direct offer you a helping hand. With Uber Direct, you take orders on your website, app, or by phone. Then drivers who are part of Uber's courier network pick them up from your store and deliver them to your customer's doorstep. Sounds simple, right? Uber Direct helps you give your customers what they want when they want it. Offer them delivery options in under 2 hours, on the same day, or scheduled up to 30 days in advance. Plus, share real-time tracking and ETAs by text. You can keep growing your business at a price that works for you. Never pay commission or hidden charges. Just pay a fixed fee per delivery. Delivery just got better with Uber Direct. Learn more at uberdirect.com.
Lowe's knows you want to get even more value for the holiday. That's why as a My Lowe's Rewards member, you get new member deals on holiday decor, tools, and more. And you earn points when you shop. More points equal more rewards to help you save on holiday and more. Not a member? Join for free today at Lowe's.com/MyLowe'sRewards. Because Lowe's knows deals. Program subject to terms and conditions. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. See Lowe's.com/terms for full details. Subject to change.